गायत्री महोदय, भवती प्रार्थनाश्लोकं करोति वा?
हाँ महोदय।
एकक्षणम्।
ओम
एकक्षणं, one second.
सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
धन्यवादः। Are you able to hear me, Mahoday? Gayatri Mahoday, are you able to hear me? न श्रूयते. You are talking on mute.
She is muted, Mahoday.
अस्तु, चिन्ता नास्ति. I wanted her to wait. She couldn't hear. चिन्ता नास्ति. The recording is on. That's more important. अस्तु, गतकक्षायां वयं भगवद्गीतायाः श्लोकद्वयं दृष्टवन्तः। अनन्तरम् एकं सुभाषितमपि दृष्टवन्तः। अद्य भगवद्गीताम् आश्रित्य श्लोकद्वयं पुनः तेषाम् अन्वयरचनां कुर्मः। ततः पूर्वं प्रश्नाः सन्देहाः सन्ति वा? अस्तु, वयं कियत्पर्यन्तं दृष्टवन्तः भगवद्गीताश्लोकाः? How far did we study Bhagavad Gita shlokas? Anybody remember what was the last thing we studied?
It is the fourth, I think.
Second one, Mahodaya.
न श्रूयते रुक्मिणी महोदय. लक्ष्मी महोदय वदतु.
Second one we saw, Mahodaya.
वदतु, किं श्लोकः, कः श्लोकः? सेकेण्ड् वन् एव.
पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणाम् आचार्य महतीं चमूं व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येण धीमता।
तावत्पर्यन्तं वयं दृष्टवन्तः. दुर्योधनः वदति, आचार्यं वदति, पाण्डवसैन्यं पश्यतु इति. अद्य अग्रे सरामः. दुर्योधनः किम् अधिकं वदति, तत् किम् इति पश्यामः.
नमस्ते महोदय.
नमस्ते रीटा महोदय. I was just going to call your name. एतत् पठतु कृपया. रीटा महोदय श्रूयते वा?
आं महोदय, स्क्रीन् न दृश्यते.
स्क्रीन् न दृश्यते वा? क्षम्यताम्. इदानीं दृश्यते वा?
आम् आम्. लोडिंग.
लोडिंग. पठ.
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः।
पुनः पठतु।
अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः।
उत्तमम्। अत्र शूरा महेश्वासा भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः। अस्तु, अत्र अस्ति अर्थः, सामान्य अर्थः अस्ति। दुर्योधनः सैन्यं दर्शयित्वा वदति, पाण्डवानां सैन्ये ये जनाः सन्ति, द्रुपदः अस्ति, विराटः अस्ति, युयुधानः अस्ति, ते सर्वे भीमार्जुनसदृशाः सन्ति इति वदति। तत्तु सामान्यम्। अस्मिन् स्थले पाण्डवसैन्ये, so in the last shloka we saw that Duryodhana was pointing to the Pandava army, right? So atra shabdasya arthah Pandavasaiन्ये. So अस्मिन् पाण्डवसैन्ये युयुधानः, महारथः, विराटः इत्यादयः भीमार्जुन सदृशाः सन्ति इति वदति। अनन्तरं किं करणीयं महोदय?
पदविच्छेद
करोतु कृपया।
अत्र शूराः महेश्वासा, it has a sandhi.
अत्र महाविश्वासः इति महेश्वासः अस्ति, परन्तु अत्र महेश्वास एकमेव पदमिति स्वीकुर्मः। अत्र बहुवचनपदम्।
महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुन समाः,
भीमार्जुन समाः, एते सर्वे विशेषणानि सन्ति, अतः बहुवचने सन्ति। भीमार्जुन समाः इति अपि वयं एकमेव पदमिति स्वीकुर्मः।
अस्तु महोदय। युधि then युयुधानः विराटः च द्रुपदः च महारथः।
उत्तमं। सन्धि कार्यं करोतु, सन्धिविच्छेदम्।
शूराः महेश्वासाः, शूराः लोपः दृश्यते महोदय। विसर्गस्य लोपः। महेश्वासाः भीमा, अत्रापि लोपः दृश्यते, विसर्गस्य लोपः। भीमार्जुन समाः, अत्रापि लोपः। युयुधानः उत्तम गुणम् अस्ति,
विसर्गस्य उत्तमं भवति।
विराटः च, अत्र सकारादेशः च्युत्वम् अस्ति।
उत्तमं। सकारादेशः च्युत्वम्।
द्रुपदश्च, अत्रापि सकारादेशः च्युत्वं भवति।
उत्तमं। वद।
अनन्तरं महारथः
एकमेव पदं, सन्धि नास्ति। यदि वयं महेश्वासाः इति पश्यामश्चेत् अत्र सन्धिः अस्ति, महा विश्वासः। विश्वासः इत्युक्ते धनुर्धारिणः यस्य हस्ते धनुः अस्ति आर्चर् इति आङ्ग्लभाषायां वदामः किल महा इश्वास धनुर्धारी अत्र पदद्वयम् इति चेत् सन्धिः कीदृशः सन्धिः भवति
Mahodaya, what did you say? The meaning? Vishwasa.
विश्वासः इत्युक्ते यस्य हस्ते धनुः अस्ति अथवा यः बाणं प्रचलति आर्चर् आङ्ग्लभाषा विश्वासः one who has a bow and who sends arrows through the bow archer
महोदय इषुः अर्थः एरो इषुः परन्तु
इश्वास इत्युक्ते the one who throws arrow so they don't throw the arrows through the hand right they use the dhanu धनुः अतः इश्वास उत्तमप्रश्नः सन्धिः
महा देन् एकारः अस्ति चेत् इश्वासः गुणसन्धिः अस्ति गुणसन्धि
अस्तु अत्र शूराः महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुनसमाः युधि युयुधानः विराटः च द्रुपदः च महारथः उत्तमं तृतीयं सोपानं व्याकरणांशः
अत्र अव्ययम् अस्ति
अस्मिन् स्थले अर्थमपि वदति
अस्मिन् स्थले अस्मिन् युद्धस्थले अथवा अस्मिन् स्थले
परन्तु एकं चिन्तयतु अत्र दुर्योधनः he is pointing to the Pandava army so it is not yuddhasthale it's more specifically in the Pandava army so 4, 5, 6 are all related these shlokas 4, 5, 6 they are all related and they all deal with the names of all the people that are in the Pandava army परन्तु सप्तमश्लोके वयं पश्यामः why is he talking atra shouldn't he be saying atra right
because that the opposite army
opposite army tatra there he should say he is standing in the Kaurava army so why is he saying atra here and even in the 7th shloka you will see references that confuse us a little bit. Why is he saying here? Why is he saying ours versus there? So, Chintani. I'm sure those who have studied Bhagavad Gita know the answer. So, please share why he is saying atra and not tatra.
हम न जाने
those who have studied
Atra is more to say here, right at this time and in this war. It's not like saying this side and that side. It's more to say here, we are seeing this happening types.
Tadapi vaktum shakyate. But if you read this in conjunction with shloka number 7, 8 and 9, there he is saying the tone, so you infer it backwards. So, okay, when we see 7, 8, 9, we will talk. So, atra इत्यस्य अर्थः अत्र पाण्डवसैन्ये
अस्मिन् स्थले
पाण्डवसैन्ये It's not referring to
च-
the battlefield.
Oh, I understood.
हाँ,
Okay. शूराः
हाँ,
uh, अकार अकारान्तः
हम्म,
प्रातिपदिकं शूरः
शूरा,
and
शूरः न
शूर
शूरा,
शूर
हाँ,
शूर
हाँ, हाँ,
शूर then पुल्लिंग
हाँ,
बहुवचने
हाँ, प्रथमा
प्रथमा
विभक्ति
विभक्ति
बहुवचनं, हाँ,
and शूर प्रतिपदार्थः
हाँ, प्रतिपदार्थः,
आङ्ग्लभाषायां जानामि
हाँ,
not
वदतु,
sure.
आङ्ग्लभाषायां वदतु।
Great warrior.
संस्कृते कोऽपि प्रयत्नं करोति वा, कर्तुम् इच्छति वा?
धीराः
वीराः।
वीराः,
धीराः
महेश्वासाः,
महेश्वास अकारान्त महेश्वास इति प्रातिपदिकं पुल्लिंग बहुवचने प्रथमा विभक्ति and then महेश्वास धनुर्धरः महान् धराः
धराः, अथवा धनुर्धारिणः। यदि वयं धनुर्धारिन् इति प्रातिपदिकं स्वीकुर्मः चेत् धनुर्धारिणः, धनुर्धारी, धनुर्धारिणौ, धनुर्धारिणः, स्वामी, स्वामिनौ, स्वामिनः, अथवा धनुर्धाराः, धनुर्धराः।
धराः तत्पश्चात् भीमार्जुन समाः अकारान्त पुल्लिंग बहुवचने प्रातिपदिकं भीमार्जुन सम बहुवचने प्रथमा विभक्ति and प्रतिपदार्थ भीमार्जुन समा भीमार्जुन समानाः
भीमार्जुन, अर्जुन न अर्जुन, समानाः, सदृशाः,
सदृशाः युधि here I am guessing महोदय अकारांत पुल्लिंग प्रातिपदिकं युध युद्धि गेसिंग महोदय सप्तमी एकवचने रूपाणि कथं चलन्ति अहं न जानामि।
अत्र युधि इति स्त्रीलिङ्गपदम् अस्ति, अहं दर्शयामि। धकारान्त स्त्रीलिङ्गपदमस्ति, युध इति प्रातिपदिकम्, सप्तमी एकवचनं, युधि, युधोः, युत्सु इति अन्यानि रूपाणि सप्तमी विभक्त्यां।
स्त्रीलिंग
स्त्रीलिङ्गपदम्. So many of the things we saw related to the battle, like Sena, ityadi, Strilinga asti. I don't know why. This is the first time we are seeing this, so chintana.
Yudhi. I just guessed कि युद्ध में, so युधि might be सप्तमी.
विभक्ति वचनं तु सत्यं, परन्तु प्रातिपदिकं युद्ध.
ओके, धकारांत स्त्रीलिंग
अर्थः
युद्ध युद्धकाले अथवा युद्धे
युद्धे
युयुधानः नामपद अस्ति युयुधानः अकारांत पुल्लिंग प्रातिपदिकं युयुधान एक प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचने अस्ति। युयुधानः अहं विशेष न जानामि महोदय।
नाम एव, नाम इति स्वीकृतं।
नाम एव।
हा,
विराटः तत्रापि
हा,
पुल्लिङ्गे
हा,
अकारान्त
समानं,
पुल्लिङ्ग।
समानं,
आम्
नाम
आम्
एव,
आम्।
द्रुपद नाम एव,
द्रुपदः
हा,
हा।
सेम् थिङ्ग्,
च
महारथः,
अव्ययम् अस्ति
हा,
महारथः।
हा,
अकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग प्रातिपदिकं महारथ।
सेम् थिङ्ग्, परन्तु अर्थं वदतु।
अर्थः महोदय, महारथः इज अ great status. Rathi is the lowest status. After that, it goes like Rathi, Atirathi, Maharathi. So this much only I know. I know very little. Maharatha.
Uttamam. Where does Dasharatha fit in that classification?
Dasharatha means
So
he
why did
was
Dasharatha get that name?
he was also a great warrior. He was able to fight Dasharathi at one single, means he himself alone was able to fight against them. So that is why his name.
10 Dasharatha va 10 directions.
I think it belongs to Rathi, Dasharatha. One Rathi has some qualification, and then 10 such people he was alone able to fight. So what I remember is that's why his name was Dasharatha. Maybe I'm wrong. Not.
No. For some reason, I thought it was because he was able to fight in 10 directions at the same time.
Oh.
But I could be remembering it incorrectly. If anybody knows differently, please say. अत्र पश्यतु, महारथः एको दशसहस्राणि योद्धयेत् यस्तु धन्विनां। वाचस्पत्याम् अत्र अर्थः अस्ति। सो दशसहस्रेण सः युद्धं कर्तुं शक्नोति। 10,000 people he can single-handedly fight at the same time. So विशेषणम् अस्ति.
Visheshan.
Like you said, Rathi, Maharathi, Artharathi, all these are qualifications, titles, or levels of progress they make as they advance in their field.
Something like colonel, lieutenant and all that maybe.
Parantu, satyam, parantu, these are specific to, I mean, they can single-handedly do that. Colonel, lieutenant, we don't know if they can single-handedly kill 10,000 people. Parantu, they can fight 10,000 people at the same time. Maharashtra.
In the movies they can, Mahodaya. In the movies they can.
Rajnikant can do everything. Atra pashyantu padarthaha maheshwasaha uttama dhanurdharaha अथवा धनुर्धारिणः युधि रणभूमौ युद्धे युयुधानः इत्यस्य प्रतिपदार्थमस्ति सात्यकिः। तस्य नाम अन्यनाम अस्ति सात्यकिः। सः कः इति अहं न स्मरामि, कोऽपि स्मरति चेत् वदतु। विराटः विराटदेशस्य राजा, द्रुपदः पाञ्चाल। द्रुपदः कः?
द्रौपद्याः जनकः।
सत्यं, पाञ्चालराजः। अतः द्रौपद्याः अन्यनाम अस्ति पाञ्चाली। महारथः युद्धविशारदः। विशारदः इत्युक्ते
प्रवीणः,
निपुणः। युद्धे यः विशारदः अस्ति सः महारथः। एतत्तु सामान्यार्थं, परन्तु वयं दृष्टवन्तः किल, दशसहस्राणि योद्धा Yodharam, he can fight with 10,000 people at a time. एकम् अन्यं पश्यतु अत्र विराटः इत्यस्य अर्थे राजा अस्ति परन्तु द्रुपदः इत्यत्र राजः अस्ति किमर्थम्
Panchala Raja, it is a Samastapadam.
This is a name.
नेम् इति न महाराजा यदि महाराजः अस्ति we won't say महाराजा right महाराजः इति
If there is a previous word is part of a Samastapadam, then it is Rajaha.
That is because of a samasa rule. When it becomes part of when the Rajan is preceded by some other padam like Panchala or Maha, then it becomes a Akaranta padam and not a Nakaranta. So just remember that. So if we were to write this as one word, we would have said Virata Rajaha. परन्तु अत्र पदद्वयम् अस्ति विराटदेशस्य राजा अथवा विराटराजः अस्तु अग्रे सरामः who has not done बालामहोदय नमस्ते भवान् कर्तुम् इच्छति वा
नमस्ते अहं करिष्यामि
करोतु अत्र क्रियापदं किम् अस्ति
Sorry?
क्रियापदम्
क्रियापदम युद्धि नो क्रियापदम नास्ति
क्रियापदम् अस्ति अध्याहृतम् अस्ति
there is a we have to do that अद्यावयम् whatever
अध्याहृतं सन्ति
सन्ति yes
बहुवचन रूप पदाः सन्ति अत्र अतः
सन्ति
सन्ति very straightforward
so
अत्र पश्यतु युयुधानः विराटः
अत्र के सन्ति that will be your first question
के सन्ति अत्र न आवश्यकं के सन्ति के सन्ति
शूराः
सन्ति अनन्तरं अत्र पश्यतु युयुधानः विराटः द्रुपदः एते सर्वे नामपदानि नाम they are the names of people
पुनः कः सन्ति sorry पुनः कः अस्ति
वदतु
answer will be युयुधानः अस्ति then punah and keep asking punah to get all the answers.
We could do that way or simplify it and take santi as the only kriya padam. Punah ke santi yuyudhanah viratah drupadah cha.
Full list. Then kutra santi. Kutra santi, yuddhi santi.
Yuddhi santi.
Then again kutra santi, atra santi.
This one.
Sorry.
Maharathaha, Maheshwasaha, Bhimarjana Samaha. These three remain, right? How will you bring them in?
Correct. कीदृशाः जनाः सन्ति?
Churaha. not janaha.
कीदृशाः शूराः सन्ति? And then we'll get the answer. Then punah
Which
punah.
one? Which one? Which answer we'll get?
We will get Bhimarjuna Samaha, Maheshwasaha. That's it. And Shura. Shura is already over.
Maheshwasaha, Bhimarjuna Samaha, Maharatha.
Kidrisha Shuraha.
न शूराः बहुवचनम् अस्ति, महारथः एकवचनम्.
कीदृश युयुधानः विराटः द्रुपदः.
एवं न. तो अत्र महारथः इति अत्र पश्यतु. द्रुपदस्य विशेषणम्. So how do we know? कथं जानीमः महारथः इति द्रुपदस्य वा विराटस्य वा युयुधानस्य वा विशेषणमस्ति इति? Just by looking we can't say. But there is one pattern when all these names are in Bhagavad Gita, that the Visheshanam follows or immediately precedes the Visheshyam. That is one pattern I have observed in my limited reading. So that is a clue. So atra Drupadaha Maharathaha tesham samipyam asti. Maharathaha iti Drupadasya Visheshanam. So remember this, it will apply in the next two shlokas. अतः कीदृशः द्रुपदः
महारथः द्रुपदः.
उत्तमं. कुत्र सन्ति? अत्र सन्ति. उत्तमं, धन्यवादः. अन्वयं करोतु. अन्वयं करोतु.
अत्र युद्धि शूराः. Or better still, we'll start like this. Atra Yuddhi Yuyudhanah Viratah Drupadah Cha Maharatah Shuraha Maheshwasaha Bhimarjuna Samaha Santi.
परंतु महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुन समाः एते तु शूराः इत्यस्य विशेषणानि सन्ति किल?
Okay. So atra okay.
And Maharathaha is the Visheshanam for Drupada. So restate, redo it.
Okay. So atra Yuddhi Maheshwasaha Bhimarjuna Samaha Shuraha Santi.
Okay.
अत्र युयुधानः विराटः महारथः द्रुपदः च सन्ति.
अस्तु, उत्तमम्. अथवा एकस्मिन् वाक्ये एव वक्तुं शक्नुमः. अत्र महेश्वासाः शूराः युधि भीमार्जुनसमाः. It should have come before. Yuyudha.
Virat.
No. My mistake. So these Maheshwasas. So Bhima is not a Maheshwasa. So Maheshwasa is a Visheshanam to Shura. But Bhimarjuna Samaha is the Visheshanam to these three together. Yuyudhanaha, Virataha, Drupadaha. And Drupada also has one more Visheshanam, Maharatha. So this order makes sense. So these three people mentioned, they are Bhimarjuna Samaha. Because Bhima is not a archer. We cannot go, we can't say Maheshwasaha, Bhimarjunaha, Shura.
आम्
अस्तु तात्पर्यं
Shambhita, एकः प्रश्नः. This in Bhagavad Gita there is an order that you have observed, but in other places is the same thing, like where they are in proximity.
एवं न शक्नुमः, एवं न वक्तुं शक्नुमः. It's not possible to say without sandarbham, without context. It's not possible to say, because the Visheshanam can be anywhere and the Visheshanam can be anywhere. But that pattern that I observed is only very, very limited. There could be a very different pattern in other shlokas. My observation applies only to the next 3 shlokas or these 3 shlokas.
So, are there any clues as to how we could, because in Sanskritam any word can be anywhere, and then you still have to.
So that is why Shankaracharya and other great people have given us Bhashyam. So they are the ones that understand how it is. And because we can't understand Bhashyam, somebody has written something simpler than Bhashyam. Astu tatparyam, substitute word for word from the pratipadartha. That is the bare minimum. But I think you should attempt to write something more in the tatparyam, your understanding of what this shloka is trying to convey. Astu agre saramaha. Prashnaः सन्ति वा?
No.
Agre. Vadatu. Somebody is trying to say something. Rajashri Mahoday, कृपया पठतु एतत् श्लोकम्.
नमस्ते महोदय. दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः.
Atra most of the words are names of people. So this shloka, previous shloka and the next shloka, it's mostly names. That is why we are studying all 3 together. पुनः एकवारं पठतु कृपया.
दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः.
दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शैभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः. सामान्यर्थः अस्ति पाण्डवसैन्ये दृष्टकेतुः अस्ति, चेकितानः अस्ति, काशीराजः, पुरुजित्, कुन्तिभोजः, शैभ्यः, एते सर्वे जनाः सन्ति, योद्धाः सन्ति. पदच्छेदं सन्धिविच्छेदं करोतु.
दृष्टकेतुः चेकितानः.
So
सन्धिः दृष्टकेतुः सकारादेश चुत्वं. तच्च काशीराजः च तत्रापि सकारादेश च चुत्वम्.
अत्रापि पश्यतु काशीराजः अस्ति, not काशीराजा, because the प्रातिपदिकम् is काशीराजा, अकारान्तपदम् अस्ति, अतः काशीराजश्च सकारादेश च.
वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजः च. तत्रापि विसर्ग सकारादेशः चुत्वं. शैभ्यः सकारादेश च चुत्वं. नरपुङ्गवः.
नरपुङ्गवः एव सत्यं. विसर्गश्चुत्वं, विसर्गश्चुत्वं, श्चुत्वं, श्चुत्वं. दृष्टकेतुः एते चेकितानः काशीराजः पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजः शैब्यः एते सर्वे नामानि एव so the one difference is एते सर्वे अकारान्त शब्दाः सन्ति पदाः सन्ति दृष्टकेतुः इति उकारान्तपुल्लिङ्गमस्ति नरपुङ्गवः इत्युक्ते किम्
नराणां श्रेष्ठः
नराणां श्रेष्ठः उत्तमं पुरुजित् पुरुजित् प्रातिपदिकं किम्
पुरुजित्
प्रायः it is takaranta only. It's a name, so let's not worry about that. Viryavan.
Viryavan, I think Viryavat is it?
Viryavat, takaranta, pullinga, Viryavat shabdah. Vibhakti.
Prathama, I think.
Prathama ekavachana.
Viryavan, Viryavantau, Viryavantaha, is it?
Mahan, Mahantau, Mahan.
Oh, Mahantaha.
Uttamam. Pratipadarthaha, so we don't need to worry about.
Mahodaya, Viryavan, is it a Visheshanam or a
it looks like it's a Visheshanam to all of these people. Or if you look at the previous observation, it could apply either to Kashi Raja or Purujit. Let us see to whom it applies. So, Drushtaketuhu Shishupalasya Putraha.
अत्र नरपुङ्गवः इत्यस्य प्रातिपदिकं किं महोदय?
पुङ्गवा इति नरपुङ्गवा इति न वा?
अत्र प्रथमविभक्त्यां बहुवचने अस्ति. So we have studied like ukaranta means it will have like pungavaha, like
guruhu guru guravaha. Astu pashyama.
So it can be Pungava Shabda, isn't it? Pungavaha, Akaranta Pungava Shabda.
Parantu, what she is saying is, it is listed as a Bahuvachanam. It should be in the Ekavachana column.
Because we have learned like Guru Ukaranta, then Guravaha. In Bahuvachanam, it takes that form.
It is. Dhanyavada.
That also will be a Visheshanam.
Yes, it is.
Satya. Satya. दृष्टकेतुः इति शिशुपालस्य पुत्रः चेकितानः इति वृष्णिराजस्य राजकुमारः. So Shishupala is fighting on the Kaurava side, but his son is fighting on the Pandava. Kashirajaha. So one thing you will observe as you read both Ramayana and Mahabharata is Kashi Raja, the ruler of Kashi, is always referred to as Kashi Raja. They never say the name of the king at that time. Why is that?
The real Kashi Raja is Vishwanatha.
Satyam. So if you know the answer, say it. Ahamapi samyak na janami. From what I have seen or read somewhere is Kashi is so prominent that the ruler of that is secondary. Kashi is the oldest city and most किं वदामि, holiest site इति अस्ति किल, and like you said, the real Raja is somebody else. So you'll never see the name of Kashi, whether it is Ramayana or Mahabharata, and regardless of what time frame we are talking about, they always call that person as a Kashi only. अस्तु, नरपुङ्गवः नरश्रेष्ठः एकवचनमेव. धन्यवादः चैत्रा महोदय. वीर्यवान्
चेकितानः बहुवचन वा एकवचन?
एकवचनं. चेकितानः एकवचनं.
But here it's written bahuvachana.
Oh no.
Kashi Raja.
I think it might be just easier to change that. धन्यवादः. वीर्यवान् इत्यस्य अर्थं वदतु राजश्री महोदय.
वीर्यवान् शूरः.
शूरः, पराक्रमी. यदि पराक्रमी इति स्वीकुर्मः चेत् अत्र प्रातिपदिकं किं भवति?
पराक्रमिन्.
Parakramin. Usually when you see Dirgha Ikara for a Pullinga name or a Pullinga word, usually the Pratipadikam is a Nakaram. Swami, Parakramin, Parakrami. अस्तु, पुरुजित् इति कुन्त्याः भ्राता इति अस्ति. भ्राता
महोदय, कुन्ती भोजः इस् कुन्त्याः जनकः.
एवं वा? कुन्त्याः जनकः वा?
Those who have read might confirm Kunti Bhoja.
You may be right. It could be an error in proofreading. I didn't get a chance to fully proofread everything. Somebody else wrote the slide. Janakah va? Kopi janati va? Madhumati Mahoday, you read the Bhagavad Gita, right? Is it Kuntyaha Janakah?
I wouldn't know.
Not
sure.
Not sure. Astu, pashyam. Prince of Kunti, Yadava, people.
Pritha Pitari.
Pitari Kunti. There is one in Hindi also. Let us look at that. Kunti Bhoja only.
No, it says Kunti was adopted by Kunti Bhoja.
So it should be Janaka only. That. Astu.
So
Kuntyaha Janaka. Dhanyavad.
her name was Preeta and
Pritha.
she was.
Why Prutha?
Her original name was Pritha. She was adopted by Raja Kunti Bhoj. That's why she became Kunti.
Many of them are named after the place also, like Maithili, Mithilayaha Raja, Rajasya,
Panchali,
Panchala Deshasya. Rajashri Mahoday, please do the other sopanas also, because this is a very easy shloka. Atra Kriyapadam kim asti? You may be talking on mute, Mahoday. Rajeshri Mahoday.
Asti,
Ah,
santi, santi, asti or santi.
Asti eva, because these are all in Ekavachana, right? Asti. Ah,
Kriyapadam asti, kaha asti.
Kaha asti. So we can go one by one. Drushta Ketuhu, Chekitanaha, Kashirajaha. So here Viryavan applies to Kashiraja.
Oh.
So even I don't know. I had to look at the book, and that's how I know. So whether it applies to Purujit or to Kashiraja, how do we know? Only by referring to external.
Astu Mahoday.
Astu, Purujit asti. Narapungavah prayah Shaibyasya Visheshanam asti. Let us see.
Shaibhyah.
Idrushah
Idrishaha
Shaibyah.
shaibhyah,
Narapungavah Shaibyah. So that pattern still applies. So Visheshanam seems to follow the Visheshyam. So let us keep that in mind and see if it works for the next shloka. Anantaram, Antimam Sopanam.
Anvayaha, Drishtaketuhu, Chekitanaha, Viryavan Kashirajaha, Purujit Kuntibhojaha, Narapungavaha Shaibhyaha, Cha Asti.
So he is still pointing to all the people that are in the Pandava Sainya. So here there is a question that you will come across when reading the different interpretations of Bhagavad Gita. Many expert commentators have guided us, right? So why does Duryodhana have to point out each one of them or all of these people one by one? Who is he pointing them out to? Dronacharya. But doesn't Dronacharya know who is in the Pandavas army? Why does he need to point them out?
Because everyone was Dronacharya's Shishya.
Not everyone, right? Some of them.
Some of them.
Uh,
And only few of them are there.
but why does he need to point out specifically? Drona already knows, right?
He wants to get Dronacharya angry so that he will kill them. He wants to point out that.
To plan a strategy, Mahodaya. All these people are there, so Drona probably knows each of their strengths and things like that. So how would you bring down each of them? So
okay, that
specifically
is possible.
pointing to these people and saying,
That is possible. That is at a literal interpretation level. Satyam, that is one interpretation I've heard. But why does he need to do that? So Chintaniyam. So the reason I'm bringing it up is, unlike Sankshepa Ramayana, where the meaning for many of the shlokas, at least the ones we have seen, is a little bit more literal. Here, there is a little more thinking needed, right? So if you think about it even otherwise, right? So Bhagavad Gita is taught to Arjuna. So why does Bhagavad Gita start with Dhritarashtra asking Sanjaya? Why doesn't it start with Arjuna asking Krishna, hey, I cannot fight anymore. Let's go home. So why doesn't it start? Why is there so much pretext?
Because when there is a difference between my and yours, then all these problems arise.
Satyam. That is one interpretation I've heard. So I don't know the answer. I'm not a Bhagavad Gita expert. But
there is
these are
one
the,
full there is one full video of Sri Nachur Venkatraman. He's talking about why does it start with Dhritarashtra. But don't ask me now, I forgot. But yeah, it's one full video. It's like 2 hours.
Is it in English or
to
Tamil?
it. I think
That
I
is
heard
in
it in
Tamil,
Tamil.
Mahodaya.
I think it is
Okay.
in Tamil, but he also has an English version of Bhagavad Gita. So the first he starts with that only, whether it is English or Tamil. He says,
If you
why it is
find the
so.
English version,
I will definitely send it across. I'll search for it. He talks
ah,
more from Ajnanam to Jnanam kind of a thing, where he's
ah,
talking about Dhritarashtra being blindfolded.
ah,
I mean, blind. So that is
correct.
the context, but I'm not getting it correctly now. I will
Ah,
probably listen in. And
even
also one other
Dhritarashtra.
thing.
Go ahead. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, Mahodaya.
No, no, you
You were
finish.
talking about Kashi Raja,
Ah,
Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. They
ah,
are Kashi Raja's daughters, right? So
ah.
they are the Kashi Raja is referred to as Subahu there, not as Kashi Raja.
Okay, okay. I see.
Observation that you made.
So there
So
is one
their
place
dad
where
is
the
Subahu.
name. There the name is
Yeah,
given.
the name
Okay.
is used.
Ah, ah. Whatever I have read and whatever pravachana's I have heard, they always refer to that person as Kashiraja. And to your point about Dhritarashtra, right? So there is a interpretation about whether his blindness is only literal or there is a deeper meaning to his blindness. So all of this, why I want to bring up is one thing, like I said, there is a deeper meaning to Bhagavad Gita. The second thing is, like I mentioned in one of the previous classes, there is one person called Padma Kumar Mahodaya. He's from Samskrita Bharati. I think he's still doing, or I don't know if he's finished Bhagavad Gita shlokas. He's teaching Bhagavad Gita, or he just finished teaching. I don't remember, but he's doing it in Sanskrit. He takes each shloka and he teaches it in Sanskritam, and he does the Pratipadartha, Anvaya, all that. So his aim is to teach Bhagavad Gita through Sanskritam and Sanskritam through Bhagavad Gita. But the more important point is, for every shloka, even though his teaching about the shloka, the literal teaching is only 10 or 15 minutes, the rest of 30 to 45 minutes, he gives his interpretation of why each shloka is the way it is. So some places Krishna addresses Arjuna as Arjuna, some places he addresses him as Kaunteya. So why is it not Arjuna all the time? Why is it Kaunteya in some places? Why is it some other word in some other places? So listen to it, not just for this interpretation, but also to get a habit of listening to Sanskrit. So 1 hour of Sanskritam times 800 shlokas, so 800 hours of Sanskritam, if you listen, you become very good at it.
Mahoday, did you say Padma Kumar?
Padma Kumar. I will share the link after the class. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody wants to share? Many of you are more advanced students of Bhagavad Gita. So please share whatever you know. Again, the next shloka is again talking about names. Who has not done Anvay Rachana so far this time? Who wants to do it? Viraj Mahodaya. Bhavan Krutavan va?
Last class I did the second part.
Oh, you did the second part. Okay, you do the first part today. But there is nothing here again name. Pathat.
अस्तु महोदय. युधा मन्युश्च विक्रांत उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः.
पुनः पठतु.
युधामन्युश्च विक्रांत उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः.
उत्तमम्. युधामन्युश्च विक्रांत उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौभद्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः. So same thing again. Atra Pandava Sainye Veerah Balavan Yudhamanyuhu Abhimanyuhu Upapandavaha Maharataha eva santi. Padachedam Sandhikaryam Karotu.
So then, yeah, the Yudhamanyuhu, then Shtutva only it becomes, so Cha.
Yudhamanyuhu Cha.
Then Vikrantaha. Okay, so then it will be Lopa has happened.
Visargasya Lopaha.
Then Uttamau Jaha. That is the Shtutva again. Uttamau Jaha plus Cha.
Uttamau Jaha Cha.
Then Viryavan is as it is. Then Saubhadraha. Saubhadraha.
Saubhadraha.
Yeah, then that is Ukaradesha plus Gunasan. Then Draupadeyascha. Then Draupadeyaha plus Cha. Shtutva.
Draupadeyaha Bahuvachana. Draupadeyaha Cha.
Then Sarvaha. Lopa has happened. Sarvaha.
What Lopa? What is the Sandhi here?
No, I thought if it is Sarvaha, then Akara plus A. So then it should have been Uttam. So it is not the Lopa then. Yeah. Sarva
This is not Saha or Esha. Right? Sarvaha plus A. So it should have been an Uttam. Atra Kinchit. I don't know if he studied this, but in the Yantavanta Desha Sandhi, there is a Apavada exception. What is Yantavanta Desha Sandhi? Anybody remember the niyama?
पूर्ववर्णः ए ऐ ओ औ अस्ति परवर्णे एनि स्वराः आगच्छति चेत् क्रमशः ऐ आव् आय आव
सत्य उत्तमम्. So I don't know if I shared this. Did I share this Parasandhi table? Okay, I will share it after the class. So as Rita Mahodaya said, Purva Varne A, I, O, Au Bhavati, Paravarnaha Kimapi Swaraha Bhavitum Arhati, Adeshaha I, Au, Av iti Kramashaha Bhavati. Parantu Vayam Apavadam Prayah na Drushtavan. Ekaha Apavadaha. Viraj Mahodaya Pathatu Etat.
Padante Vidyamananam Ye I O Au Ityetesham Varnanam Kramat I Au Au Ete Adeshaha Yada Bhavanti Tada Yakarasya Vakarasya Cha Vikalpena Lopaha Bhavati. Lope Krute Punaha Sandhi Na Karaniyaha.
Artham Vadatu.
Okay, so Padante Vidyamananam. So if the Pada ends with A, I, O, Au, then Itye Tesham Varnanam Kramad I, au, ete, adeshah, yada, bhavanti. So this is the standard we know, right? Okay. So that is the yanta vanta adesha sandhis rule. Yada bhavanti tada yakarasya vakarasya cha vikalpena lopaha bhavati. So vikalpena, so it's an alternative.
Okay. Optional, vikalpaha, optional.
Okay, so then I in that cases only A will remain.
So the yakara or the vakara will become lopa. And then
Lope krute punah sandhi na karaniya. Okay, so and the next, I think once the sandhi is done, that stops there.
Even if another sandhi is possible, we shouldn't do it. Udaharanam pashyamah. Hare agaccha. So ekaraha akaraha asti. So a becomes I. Harayagaccha. So this is the normal rule. Vikalpena yakarasya lopaha bhavati. So when the yakara goes, hara agaccha remains. So that is point number 1. Point number 2 is this. Even though a plus a can be savarna dirgha sandhi, we cannot make this as haragaccha. That would be incorrect. So we cannot do the savarna dirgha sandhi. So hare agaccha, harayagaccha, ya yakara becomes optionally lopa, hara agaccha. Tasyai idam. So I asti chet I bhavati. So tasya idam. Again, the yakara is optionally removed, and therefore it becomes tasya idam, and then we cannot do any more sandhi. Tasya idam or tasya idam. Guro adisha. Okarah asti chet vakarah adeshah. Av adeshah क्षम्यताम्. गुरवादिशा. विकल्पेन वकारस्य लोपः भवति, अतः गुर आदिशा. बालकौ आगतौ. औ अस्ति चेत् आ इति आदेशः. बालका आगतौ. विकल्पेन बालका आगतौ. So following the same pattern, sarve eva. So ekara will become I as the adesha because of that adesha. So sarva eva is the normal sandhi. Optionally, the yakara is becoming lopa. So sarva eva iti sandhi. So this is called lopaha shakalyasya. That is the technical name for it in the yanta vanta desha sandhi. Lopaha shakalyadesha. क्षम्यतां, लोपः शाकल्यस्य. स्पष्टं वा? Is this clear?
We write two words separately.
We write the two words separately, but also when we write the two words separately, the vakara or the yakara will get removed.
Adhyaya is spashtam, but later on I might forget.
That is why we do a lot of abhyas.
Yes, sir.
So that vikalpa applies here. So sarva eva is sarve eva. So yantavante desha sandhi lopaha shakalyasya. So there is a typo here. I will fix it. It should be sarva eva. I will fix it. Parantu atra sarve eva iti पदद्वयम् स्पष्टम् so again these are all names.
Shakalyasya ityarthe kiम?
That is the name of the sutra.
Sutra.
There is no if you know the Panini sutras, then it is the name of the sutra. So again
can
here
we say vakarasya lopah? Simply that.
no, because yakarasya lopah api bhavitum arhati kila. Either yakara or vakara.
If we do not remember Shakalyasya, we can say vakarasya lopah asti.
यान्तावान्त देशसन्धि वकारस्य लोपः वक्तुं शक्यते लेखितुं शक्यते So Viraj Mahodaya, again these are all names, many of them. Uttamaujaha, this is a different. We have seen this pattern before. What could be the Pratipadika?
So just
Uttamaujas. Where have we seen it? Anybody remember?
Vidvas.
Vidvas.
Chatra pratyaya.
Chatra.
What is it, Kanchan Mahoday? What was the udaharan?
It is Vidvas. Vidvas. Vidwan.
Parantu atra uttamaujaha asti kila. Have we seen a similar word before? Rajashri Mahoday, how did you guess uttamaujas?
I don't know. Sarit I don't know why I guess Uttamaujas.
अस्तु उत्तमौजस् इति प्रातिपदिकम् अस्ति वीर्यवान् what is the प्रातिपदिकं विराज महोदय
महत् शब्द
everybody else please mute yourself
वीर्यवत् kind of
वीर्यवत् who is Saubhadrah?
Subhadra's son.
No, let Viraj Mahodaya answer, please. Everybody else stay muted.
Okay, Abhimanyu is what?
Abhimanyu. Draupadeya. Bahuvachana padam.
Okay, of Draupadi.
Of Draupadi, of Subhadra. So Subhadrasya apatyam puman. That is the proper samasa way of doing it. Or you can say Subhadrayaha putraha Saubhadraha. Draupadyaha putraha Draupadeyaha. Of Draupadi, of Subhadra. So Draupadi's son. Maharathaha, we have seen Maharathaha. Here it is Bahu. Yudhamanyuhu Ukarantapadam. So Yudhamanyuhu Panchala Rajakumaraha. Saubhadraha Abhimanyuhu Asti. Vikrantaha Visheshanam. So Parakramashila. So if the pattern holds, this should be the Visheshanam to Yudhamanyuhu. We will see. Maharathaha, Mahayodhaha. Uttamaujaha is Yudhamanyoho Bhrata. Okay. Sarve eva uparyuktaha sakalaha ati. Draupadeyaha, Draupadyaha, Panchaputraha. What is another name for Draupadeyaha? For Draupadi's son? Viraj Mahodaya, you remember?
I don't know.
Anybody?
Upapandavas.
Upapandavas. Okay. अस्तु अन्वयरचनम् आकाङ्क्षाक्रमेण अन्वयरचनं करोतु महोदय
Astu Modi. So it's all in the Ekavachana. So Asti. So Kaha Asti.
अत्र पश्यतु, क्षम्यतां, द्रौपदेयाः महारथाः बहुवचनं किल.
Okay.
So I think asti and santi, we have to take both as the adhyahrita kriya. So first let's do santi. Doesn't matter whether we take asti or santi. Or we can apply the cha to all of these names like we have done in the previous show. Either one is possible.
Okay. K asti. K santi. For that, Draupadeyaha.
Draupadeyaha santi. So here again, if we follow the pattern, Maharathaha will be Visheshanam to
Draupadeyaha.
So Ke santi, Draupadeyaha santi, and then this one?
It will be Kidrishaha. Okay.
Draupadeyaha Maharathaha. And then Ke santi, Yudhamanyuhu, Uttamaujaha, Saubhadraha, Draupadeyaha. This is another way of doing it. Chintanasti. So Vikrantaha will be Visheshanam to Yudhamanyuhu. So I think in these three shlokas, the Visheshanam follows the Vishesham. That is the pattern. Uttamaujaha, this is the Ekavachan. This is Uttamaujas. So don't think this is Bahuvachanam, this is Ekavachan. Kidrushaha Uttamaujaha, the Visheshanam follows the Vishesham. Viryavan Uttamaujaha. The rest are straightforward. Ke Maharathaha, Sarve Maharathaha. Anvayam karot.
Mahodaya, in Vishnu Sahasranamam, there is a word Ojas Tejo Jyotidaraha. Is that the same Oja?
Satyam. Very nice. Very nice connection. Uttama Ojas. Uttama Ojas. What is Ojas? It's an Ayurvedic term, right? Ojas.
Ayush.
Kim Mahodaya?
It's a prana kind of thing. Ayush.
Satyam. So Uttama Ojas.
Is it something to do with aura?
Aura, na, whatever your prana, like Viraj Mahodaya said, or the energy within the body. So whatever we digest, it converts to ojas. That is what gives us the energy to do whatever we do. And whatever is not converted to ojas becomes mala. Right? Waste product is called mala. Nirmala. So what does your name Nirmal mean? Without any mala. Without any mala. Without any. What is mala? Without any literally waste product, but without any flaws. Iti vaktum shakti. So Uttam Ojas, that is correct. It comes from Ojas. Anvayam karotu Mahodaya. It's also very straight.
Okay. So Vikrantaha Yudhamanyuhu Uttamaujaha.
No. Viryavan Uttamaujaha.
Viryavan Uttamaujaha. Then two cha are there, so we can use one more cha here. Then Saubhadraha.
There is no Visheshanam to this.
Maharataha Draupadeyaha. Sarva eva cha santi. Sarve eva cha.
Satya. Vikrantaha Yudhamanyuhu Viryavan Uttamaujaha Saubhadraha Maharathaha Draupadeyaha. I have to add this here. I'll fix it. It's missing here. Maharathaha Draupadeyaha cha santi. So these three, Sarve Maharathaha eva santi. Okay, we can write it this way also. Sarve, I think this is more appropriate. Sarve Maharathaha eva santi. All of them are Maharatha. All of them are great warriors.
Anu Mahodaya,
वदतु महोदय.
अत्र सर्वे विशेषणपदं वा? सर्वे
सर्वः, सर्वौ, सर्वे, सर्व शब्दस्य बहुवचनमस्ति पुल्लिङ्गे.
so is it विशेषणं for Maharatha?
All are Maharatha. Satya, Visheshanam to Maharatha.
Or the Maharataha Visheshanam to Sarve as a Visheshya.
No. Warriors, what kinds of warriors? All kinds, everybody. Who are the warriors? Okay, you are saying Maharathas are Visheshanam to Sarve. How? Sarve santi. Kidrushaha sarve Maharathaha sarve.
See, Sarve is, it encompasses all these people. And then Maharataha would be the Visheshanam for.
Okay. Evam va. Astu. Anybody have the opposite opinion? Whether Sarve is the Visheshanam or Maharatha is the Visheshanam?
Yeah, Sarve, it comes under Sarvanama Padam. So Sarvanama Padam may be a Visheshanam to any Kartru Padam, isn't it?
Okay, that's a good
like
argument.
Ekaha, Dve, like the numbers, it is a Visheshanam to any Kartru Padam.
Okay, that's how I interpreted it. That's how I thought Sarve is the Visheshanam because it's a Sarvanama. But I can see your argument also, Rukmini.
Yeah, all cannot be an adjective, right? All of them cannot be an adjective. Maharataha can be an adjective. If you look at from the meaning perspective. I mean, I don't know the grammar perspective. From the meaning perspective, it looks like all of them.
All of them are warriors. So all of them are warriors. Tatra Visheshanam kim?
No, Kidrushaha. All of them are, So then Maharataha. They are not ordinary people. They are Maharataha.
So
how would you ask
the question? Ke santi Maharataha santi Kidrushaha te sarve, or the other way?
Ke santi sarve santi. All of them were there.
Kidrushaha sarve.
But sarve isyukte kim? Who is it survey referring
to?
So the names are given. The names are given there.
Yete sarve, yete janaha, yete sarve janaha. Okay. Chintaniyam.
Or it may be referring to Draupadi, Sarve Maharatha.
Sarve Draupadeyaha Maharathaha santi. Are they Maharathas? Do we know?
Well, if survey, if everybody should be, if we say survey, then they should all be Maharatha.
Can we have two Visheshanams to a Visheshanam?
We can have any number of Visheshanani to a Visheshanam.
Then both are Visheshanams in that case.
Two?
To Draupadeyaha or all the men.
I think
here,
survey here refers to all, not just the Draupadeya. it refers
Okay,
to
okay.
everybody.
Then all these men are Maharataha and they are all everyone. Maharataha, everyone is a Maharata.
But do we know if Yuyudhana and Chekitana, Uttamojaha, and whether they are also Maharata, do we know? Or only Draupadiyaha are Maharata? I don't know.
Draupadiyas are the younger generation. So it's likely that the other people are also Maharata, if they are.
But if you remember the discussion about what a Maharata is and
Yeah,
not
but
discussing...
Abhimanyu is a Maharata, I think.
Hmm.
Definitely. I don't know about others.
Hmm.
Abhimanyu is a Maharata.
Hmm.
Mahodaya. No, in this Gita Pravesha book, it is like Kati Maharathaha Santi Sarve. So it's like answering that Kati. Sarve Maharathaha Santi. That's what the Gita Pravesha Pustakam says.
Okay. And who is it calling Maharata? All of them?
All of them. Actually, here they have combined all these, the 4, 5, and 6 shlokas and given it together, Mahodaya, the Anvaya. So it's including everyone. Refers to everyone. Sarve eva maheshwasaha maharathaha santi. That's what the book says.
I see.
Kati maheshwasaha maharathaha santi. Sarve eva maheshwasaha maharathaha santi.
Evam va. Okay, that is also possible. Sometimes we have to read shlokas together. You can't take it out individually.
They have combined all the 3 shlokas here.
But I think in the how is it in the Siksha book? Is it together or are they separate? I don't remember.
Mahodaya, it is separate.
It is separate.
In Siksha, yeah. It's separate.
So I don't think in the exam they are going to give all 3 together. They are going to give one of. But of course, we are not.
Ekam dattam asti.
Ekameva dattam asti. But of course, there is the exam portion and there is the understanding portion. For understanding, I think it makes more sense to read all 3 together. And then survey will apply to all of them. And probably Maharathas and...
No, can we say Kati Maharathaha Santi then? Would that be appropriate for survey?
We can say that if we take it that way. How many? Everybody is a Maharata. So all of... why not? Why not? So I took it as K Maharathaha Santi, Sarve Maharathaha Santi. That is how I took it.
I don't remember what the way I said. Anyway.
Anye prashnaha sandehaha santi va? Anything else? Anybody wants to share?
Earlier you were saying about the context. I think now it brings like the chapter name is Arjuna Vishada Yoga. With such each one's character or the strength is so much now, and now Arjuna also he compared right earlier, so Maharata only. So I'm saying later how the Arjuna gets into that state.
That is true. But I think his Vishada comes more from seeing them as his Bandhu Janaha, right? Not as warriors. He doesn't think of them as warriors. He thinks of them as his Bandhu Janaha. That is why he becomes Vishada. No?
I know, but I'm trying to say that this and whatever Vishada is at a different level. So
I didn't follow. Can you please say it in a
I'm
different
trying to
way?
understand. One is this skills or capacities is one level. Then what Arjuna gets into is at a different level.
So you are comparing Duryodhana's mentality versus Arjuna's mindset, not mentality, mindset at that time.
To see how it will develop, but right now I'm just saying that things are all very bright right now.
Things are very bright. So the context becomes more clear when we read the next three shlokas. So Duryodhana doesn't just say Atra while referring to Pandavas, even though he has Ekadasha Akshauhini and Pandavas have only Sapta Akshauhini. The way he says is different. And then, yeah, his mindset becomes more clear. So we'll keep this context in mind, the Atra word in mind. We'll try to 7, 8, 9 when we cover. It will become more clear.
Mahodaya, I just recollected this Dhritarashtra Uvacha you said. Nochur Swami used to, I think he says, all of us are Dhritarashtras, you know,
Satyam.
blindfolded. So that's where he starts the entire pravachanam. So I just recalled that.
Blinded because of Maya.
Maya, yes, blinded because of, and no, not really seeing what should be seen, not really understanding what, you know, the goal of life. So something like that.
But he's also blind at a different level, right? Not just physically blind.
Yeah, physically blind. Yes, yes.
He's physically blind, but more than that, between the Maya and
Ajnanam is the problem. Exactly. That's
Satyam,
what he says.
Satyam. But there is one more level of blindness, right? He is blind to what his son Duryodhana is doing.
Yeah, that is because of his attachment. Again, you know, because of Maya, his total attachment to his you know, son, that he becomes blind. In fact, when yeah, his mind also becomes blind to everything, every other possibility, every other thing. He only focuses on him. In fact, when Krishna shows his you know, Vishwarupa at the court, at the end of it, you know, he says, make me blind again, because he was able to see. So he says, I don't want to see anything else after having seen this. So he becomes that, you know, good. But after that, Duryodhana says, whatever Krishna did was only magic. You know, he's doing some magic and you're all falling for it. So when he hears Duryodhana saying that, Dhritarashtra once again goes into his thing of saying, yeah, what my son is saying is right.
Oh,
you know,
so it's that level of blindness he has. Putra, what is that? What is the word for it? Putra Vatsalyam.
Putra Moha.
Putra Moha. I think most of us have that. Not just Putra, Patni, Pati, Putra, Mata, Pita.
Something. Could be anything.
We are definitely blinded.
Nahi nahi rakshati. That's why Adi Shankara says, nahi nahi rakshati. None of them is going to help us.
This is a very interesting discussion. Let's continue this discussion, but let's do the Mangala Shlokam. I will stop the recording and then we'll continue the Sambhashana. Very interesting. Gayatri Mahodaya, Mangala Shlokam.
Purnamadaഃ Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamamevashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyavadah Mahodaya.